shall I go? What shall I do?
Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Behave yourselves!
Hello, YouTubers out there. This is Jerry Saravia at the movies. So today we're briefly going to talk about Chuck Norris and his contributions to the martial arts cinema and action pictures in general. Why are we mentioning Chuck Norris? Unfortunately, he passed away at the age of 86. He was in Hawaii and he had an illness, which I thought maybe he would have been able to overcome. And apparently he couldn't. It's not clear what the illness was. Again, he was 86 years old. From what I have seen of this man, even in the last couple of years, he has been in excellent shape. He still was doing some kickboxing. I mean, clearly not at the level that he once did, but then who does at the age of 86? So, Chuck Norris is, again, one of those people, like we mentioned before a few months ago, with the passing of Gene Hackman and the passing of David Lynch and whatever. He's been a part of my life since the 1970s. The first film I ever saw with Chuck Norris was in a theater. My father took me to see, which is a pretty good movie. It's not a bad movie. And there's some good things in it called The Force of One. And I really enjoyed that picture, and I saw it again a couple of years ago, and I enjoyed it just as much as I did then. Some of it may be a little bit silly, but it's well done, well executed, and of course he is really good. Other pictures that I've seen: Lone Wolf McQuade, Silent Rage, which is sort of like a Michael Myers type picture. I mean, because the killer is not unlike Michael Myers, except he doesn't wear a mask. And no matter how many kicks it takes for Chuck Norris to execute in defense against this particular unkillable killer, I think it ends with the killer falling down a shaft, and then he gets up and it's a freeze frame and all this stuff. Missing in action, which I never really cared for. To be honest with you, I never cared for the Delta Force, especially Firewalker was horrible. I'm sorry. Invasion USA was terrible, but Code of Silence was pretty damn good. I like that picture a lot. And then, of course, going back, in the 1973, Return of the Dragon, also known as Way of the Dragon, with Bruce Lee, the famous fight at the Coliseum. That's one of the greatest martial arts fights ever. I mean, Bruce Lee against Chuck Norris in that picture, it's one of the best ever. Another one, which is sort of a guilty pleasure for me. I don't think I've seen it too often, but anytime it's on, I watch it. I don't know why. I couldn't even tell you what happens in the movie. It's one of those movies that you watch it and you're just sort of fascinated by it, but you know it's no good, is Breaker Breaker from 1977. I think I've seen Good Guys Wear Black. I don't remember it too well. Then there's The Octagon. But Code of Silence, to me, is the best Chuck Norris movie ever made. I mean, that was an absolutely terrific movie, directed by Andrew Davis, who later did The Fugitive with Harrison Ford, and also The Package with Gene Hackman. It was pretty good films. Under Siege with Steven Seagal, which is probably the only decent Steven Seagal movie made, perhaps. Anyway, but Chuck Norris was also in a show that I've always enjoyed, a sort of guilty pleasure, Walker, Texas Ranger. How can you not know that show? I mean, that show dominated for almost a decade, from 1993 to 2001. He also appeared in the terrible sequel, The Expendables 2. I'm not a big Expendables fan. Like I said, the guy, he wasn't the greatest actor. I don't want to criticize the guy too much because, again, I've always enjoyed watching him. But he is one of our best action stars, at the very least. But he's not always made the best movies. We have to be honest about that. At least I am. But I usually have enjoyed watching Chuck Norris. His spinning back kick especially, I mean, it's just, he was a hell of a fighter. But again, he did not really make the best movies. But Code of Silence, I would say, and Lone Wolf McQuade are probably some of his better films. Then he did some other stuff later on that just, I can't remember the title. I think he's, it's called something, Hell something or other, I can't remember. I don't think it was called Hell Cop. but he it's it's a little bit of the supernatural thrown in there. He goes against the devil or a demon of some kind. I mean, that's when things get a little silly, But overall, Chuck Norris, if you watch one of his movies, you know it ain't gonna be anything grand. It will probably be just entertaining, even at the most B, C, D level. I guess that's the best I can say about it. But I will say one thing. He has alerted me on Facebook, not personally, but on Facebook there have been these ads for gut health, and I liked a lot of the things that he said and what they were starting to promote. Asparagus being good for your gut health and that kind of thing. And I've been eating a little bit more asparagus here and there, not often because I don't always love the taste, but it's good for your gut. So that's one of the best things I can say about Chuck Norris. He certainly had a fitness, quality to him. I mean, he was very fit, a hell of a fighter. So he will be missed. Those of you, on Twitter and all that have been saying, oh, he's Republican. He knew he had a picture of Netanyahu. I really don't care. Who cares? Let's just remember Chuck Norris as the fighter and making all sorts of, somewhat entertaining movies throughout his whole career. That's a long career. I mean, real long. Since the early 70s, I mean, that's when he started. I think he also played a role in Jonathan Kaplan's The Student Teachers. I've never seen that film, from 1973. So this guy's been around a while on film. And so he will be missed. And hey, hopefully he's now in heaven fighting Bruce Lee again. Or maybe Bruce Lee's teaching him some new techniques. I would hope so. So anyway, those are my thoughts. Tell me what are yours. Have you enjoyed Chuck Norris films? What are some of your favorites? Code of Silence, I think, is one that most people seem to agree is pretty much the best film he's made, other than Lone Wolf McQuade. I think Good Guys Wear Black was pretty good. I don't remember it too well. I'd have to revisit it. But the guilty pleasures are Breaker Breaker and Walker, Texas Ranger. So tell me what you think. If you are new to this channel, please hit like and subscribe. It helps with the algorithms. If you are already a subscriber, thank you. I appreciate it. And that's all I got to say about Chuck Norris. And this is Jerry Saravia at the Movies, signing off.